Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up & Co. Today we're with the AM1 League as usual, and we are at the Alsace circuit in France, which is a 3.37 mile circuit with 15 corners. We've got 12 laps today on this fictional circuit. It is also in reverse, so unless you've done some practice, guys, this is going to be a bit of a stinker. Not the best track going the right way round, but even a bit more difficult in reverse. This is the last of the sprint races. We've done 4. Now this is the 4th. Then we move on to 6 endurance races after this to finish the championship. So yeah, 1 sprint race on softs today, 12 laps, and then we have a second sprint race with hards and mediums. Again, 12 laps, with a bit of strategy thrown into the mix just to see how the guys can work that to their advantage. So before we get underway, just going to have a quick run through the points as they stand after the last race, which was Dragon Trail Gardens. So at the top of the championship, we have a new leader. IQ CW4 now is on 101 points. Right behind him then is Rick Deb on 99 points. So literally 2 points between them. Then we have Slowpoke rounding off the top 3 with 84 points. So there's literally nothing between them top 3. Then you move down to 4th, and you've got Carlsberg, who's on 68 points. Optimus Prime in 5th on 66 points. Again, very, very close. 6th position, GT Mac with 57 points. Then you come down to 7th position and Hodgie with 56 points. 8th position is Firepower, and he is on 49 points. Then you got G Smith in position 9, 48 points. Ginger in 10th on 43 points. DT Danzo. I don't recognize that name, so it's obviously a different PSN name. I'm thinking that might be Osnad, possibly. 11th position there, 33 points for him. And then we've got URL Rodas69 in 12th position on 29 points. Max Decimeridius, 13th position on 15 points. Then we have 14th position DB with 13 points. And we've got a 0, don't know who that is, with 0 points. And 16th position Lee Mans 094, also on 0 points. So I think he's possibly a new driver for this league in this race. I think there was one guy called Lee at the back, so I didn't recognize that name from a previous race, so I'm thinking that may well be him. So there's your rundown of how the guys are doing in the championships on this up to this last sprint race. So all eyes are going to be on the top 3 just to see any one of them now could, with a good result here, could easily jump to the top of the championship board. So with all that said, let's have a little look at how the boys have qualified. So let's go to the, if we can get to the other camera view, which it doesn't look like we can at the moment. No, we should be able to. There we go. So up front then, and in pole position, used to seeing him up there really now, aren't we? His usual suspects at the top. We've got Rick Dub in pole position. Second position, we have Osnad. And then coming back to third, we have Slowpoke. Fourth position, we have IQCW4. And then fifth position, we have Hodgie. Carlsberg in sixth. And behind him, we've got Optimus Prime in the Ferrari. Then we have Puddin Flaps, who's in 8th position. 9th position, we have GT Mac in his trademark grey Ferrari. Then we have Lee. This is, I think, the guy who's new to the league, possibly. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recognize that name. So, yeah, he's in the Ferrari as well. Behind him, we have DB. Then we have Ginger. And behind Ginger, At the back there we have firepower. So let's get back to the front and let's get this thing underway. Okay, go to the pole man. 4 lights, 5 lights. Bit of a delay there, and we're away. Rick Dub then leads us off the line. Good start from him, with Osnad right behind him, and Slowpoke as well. Coming down into this really tight right-hander up the hill. Very easy to lose control on this on these couple of corners. As you see, Rick Dub there getting a little bit squirrely coming up with the corner. Manages to keep it in a straight line though, so he's held his position, and off he goes down the hill. We've got another really tight right-hander at the bottom here. Back in nice and tight to the right, and you can get a nice tight line around there. So Rick Dub then, Osnad, Slowpoke, and then in 4th position we have IQC W4 in his Renault. Then we've got Hodgie in his Swift in 5th, followed closely in 6th by Carlsberg. Pudding Flaps has just made a move on Optimus Prime, I believe, to 7th position. Optimus is on the inside for this next left, so he's going to battle for that. No, I think Pudding Flaps got it covered. Then we have obviously 8th position Optimus Prime, coming back then to 9th position GT Mac, 10th is Lee. Then we have DB in 11th, Ginger in 12th, and then at the back we have Firepower in 13th. Just biding his time. So yeah, back up to the top then, see if we've got any issues going on. Coming back a little bit through the pack, where they're a bit bunched up. Oh, Hodgie's gone a bit wide there onto the grass. Manages to keep it in a straight line, keep it on the track though, so no issues. Let's go on board with Carlsberg. Do a few corners with him. Tucked right up behind Hodgie's little Swift. Into this left-hander. Some of these lefts are really got to get the right line through these to get your exit speed. Very difficult corners, some of these. They look easy, but believe me, they're not. As I'm sure you guys will testify. So you've now done the race. So dropping down the hill then, flat out down here, braking at the rumble strip. Oh my goodness, and Carlsberg's gone for a mad lunge. Was that intentional, or did he miss his braking point? He's causing all sorts of havoc there. Go back and have another look at that. Let's have a look at it from the outside. So you've got Hodgie in front of him and Slowpoke then. Carlsberg is coming down the hill. I think this is just a case of missed his braking point. Oh, he's gone to the inside to try and make it work, but no, he's made contact with Hodgie. Pushed him onto the grass. He slowed down there to let Hodgie back through, obviously. He's also lost the position at Pudding Flaps and Optimus Prime. So Carlsberg then falls back into 8th position after that little excursion, shall we say, up this very tricky hill following that left-hander. This is probably the easiest place you're going to find on this circuit to spin your car. The back end does not like that corner at all. So side by side then with Optimus, he's going to give Optimus the line there because he's obviously just ahead. And when he's got GT Mac coming down the inside for a cheeky move, and GT Mac's got it done. Oh my goodness me! And you got Lee as well giving Carlsberg a hard time. Is he going to get him at the next corners? Carlsberg needs to regroup a little. He's lost a few positions there, so maybe driving in a bit of haste at the moment to try and get them positioned back. Just needs to keep it nice and calm. He's got a great run out of the corner there. He's going to go around the outside of Carlsberg for this next right-hander. He could well tuck back in at the inside line. I think he was trying. Carlsberg saw it coming and he's got that well covered. We're tucking into the left then, flat out now to this next left-hander. Hard on the brakes, try and get a nice tight apex if you can. Get your exit speed for that one. So Lee's still giving chase for Carlsberg then. Have a little look from behind Lee's car. Nice paint job on that Ferrari as well, I might add. Excuse me. So not really much action going on at the moment. Slowpoke seems to have dropped back to 7th. Let's have a look. Where was he? I'm sure he was further up than that. He was at 5th. He was in 5th at one point. So let's just see what's gone wrong for Slowpoke here. So putting flaps coming down the inside of him for lap 5th position, and he's got it done. And we've also got Optimus Prime chasing hard after Slowpoke. Is he gonna make the same move? He's looking pretty racy at the moment, Optimus Prime. We'll tuck up behind Slowpoke and try and get this move done. He's close enough, but we've got a little bit of slipstream there, not much. These races don't really afford much slipstream at the moment. Yes, Optimus Prime is always side on with Slowpoke, who are abreast. They're going into that one. But Optimus is taking a much wider line in, but it looks like he's got the move done. For Slowpoke then, he's dropped back to 7th there, and I think GT Mac is going to get him as well, because I think he dropped back down to 8th. Just keep an eye on this, see if there's another overtake coming. So GT Mac then again tucked up under Slowpoke's rear bumper. Is he going to pull out and try and get the move done? I don't think he can do it here, not really an overtaking position. I think a little bit of contact there possibly. But GT Mac would have just dropped off a little bit just to make sure Slowpoke kept the place. And Carlsberg's back in on it as well. He's all over the grass. They're all after this 7th position. GT Mac fighting hard with Slowpoke at the moment, coming down the hill. Carlsberg's in the mix. And we've also got Lee, I think, there. Lee's going down the inside of Carlsberg. So, yeah, he's got that done. So, great move from Lee. Moves him back up into 9th. He's now tucked up behind Slowpoke. Carlsberg not giving up, though. He's right behind Lee. These 4 cars absolutely neck and neck on the track. Nothing to choose between them at the moment. GT Max taking a high line around there, get a good fast X. Lee takes a nice tight apex. I'll say lots of different lines around this track. It's a very wide circuit, so you can make mistakes here and, you know, get away with it if you're lucky. Unless, of course, you completely bin it and put it in the wall, then it's a different story. But yeah, there are opportunities for many different racing lines here. GT Mac then, he's just been overtaken by Lee. He's tucked back in behind him. Two Ferraris there. And then we come back then, you've got Ginger, Slowpoke and DB. Ginger's gone down the inside of Slowpoke. He's got the move done, but Slowpoke's got the inside line. Is he going to come out of the corner ahead? Neck and neck, side by side, as they come round the right-hand corner and drop down the hill. But DB's keeping a close eye, so is Carlsberg. Slowpoke looks like he's got it covered at the moment. Oh, but DB comes down the inside, and what a move from DB, blimey. He seemed to appear from absolutely nowhere. Oh, he's gone wide though. Oh, he can't get back off the grass. Slowpoke's giving him all the room he needs. I think he could see what was happening there. Didn't want to get T-boned. So yeah, it's given the guys a lot of room. So then as they come out of this one, we have Ginger, DB and Slowpoke side by side. Carlsberg also there, right tucked up right behind DB. So Slowpoke now, he's having a bit of a nightmare. For a minute, he's dropped back down to 12th. I don't know if this is a tyre issue. No, Slowpoke's tyres are looking pretty good. So maybe he's just got his lines wrong on a couple of corners. It's allowed the guys behind him to nick in and get that spot off him. So Slowpoke will be on a bit of a charge now then to get this position, all these positions back. Let's have a look what's happening behind him. We've got that Firepower in 13th. All them guys just up ahead. So it's not over yet for Firepower. He's not dropping back. So if he can get a couple of good laps in now, a couple of quick laps, no reason why he can't be back in the mix with this little group of cars here. So let's go back up to the top then and see where we are. So Rick Dubb's still holding first position. Osnad still in second position. Now these two have opened up quite a gap now. Back to IQC. So IQC is sort of a bit on his own at the moment. Not a bad situation to be in because you've got no pressure ahead or behind. just drive your race and take all your lines and do what you need to do rather than get involved in any scraps. So Hodgie then a couple of seconds behind IQC. Again, Hodgie on his own, bit of a gap ahead of him, bit of a gap behind him as well. Put-in Flaps and Optimus Prime are having a bit of a battle. Put-in Flaps is holding 5th at the moment, with Optimus Prime there in 6th, right behind him. This could be a little bit of a slipstream battle. If Put-in Flaps is going to have it covered, though, not really, as I say, an overtaking position there. Oh, Put-in Flaps has gone a little bit wide there, but he's managed to keep it tight. So then up the hill, Optimus Prime, I think he's got a bit of a run coming up the hill. They're going to be side by side coming down in. Oh no, Optimus Prime's decided against it. He's tucked back into this tight right-hander. Yeah, Put-in Flaps is defending very well at the moment. His car's about 73 metres wide at the minute. There's absolutely no way past for Optimus. But I don't think that's going to deter him. He's going to stay on Put-in Flaps, try and force an error if he can, and see if he can nick that 5th position from him. Let's have a look behind him. We've got 7th position, we've got Lee, followed by GT Mac, just a second behind. And then we've got this group. Slowpoke's got himself back to 9th, so he's gained them 3 positions back. I don't know when that was. Let's see if we can have a look. No, we're going to have to go back a long way for that. So go back to where we were then. So Slowpoke, yeah, back to 9th position. Ginger's right behind him, and right behind Ginger we have Carlsberg. So these 3 pretty evenly matched on track at the minute. Positions swapping and changing a little bit. Ginger seems to be having a much better race this time out. I think he did, and I'm sure he'd be the first to admit, didn't have the best race or races last Sunday. But looks like he's been doing some practicing, and he's keeping it nice and clean at the moment. He's managed to maintain 10th position without any errors and any issues, so good news for him. Carlsberg again also right behind Ginger. Oh my goodness, Ginger's run it out onto the grass. Oh, I was hoping he was going to be able to keep it straight. Oh, he's managed to keep it on line. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. He was completely sideways there for a minute. And we have Rick Dub on the grass. Let's have another look at him. He's just gone a little bit wide there. No, that's okay. No, it seems to be okay there as well. Here, that's where he goes wide. Luckily for him, he didn't spin or go sideways, so he didn't really lose too much momentum behind Ginger. So he's still there, still right behind him. And then we got Firepower. That's allowed him to pull right up to the back of this bunch. So good consistent lapping from Firepower there. Brought him right back into the scrap. That's the way to do it, mate. That's the way to do it. Let's go back up to see our leader. Oh, and our leader now has Osnad right on his chuff. And Osnad is pushing him hard, right in his slipstream. Could we see a change of the lead here? Looks like we might do. Osnad's going to have a good line into this next. Oh, he's cut back across. Is he looking for an alternative line? He's gone tight. Rick Dub is staying sort of central. Oh, Rick Dub's run a little bit wide there. Is that going to give Osnad the opportunity? No, he's still right behind him. Good exit also from Osnad there. Side by side again, these two. IQC just coming up over the crest behind him. You can see what's happening. So he's going to be rubbing his hands together, hoping for an absolute carnage crash here for these two. So Rick Dub's still managing to maintain it by literally a hair's breadth. Osnad trying the outside line, it's not going to work. So Rick Dub then managing to maintain. Oh, Osnad, he did for a second get ahead there, but Rick Dub's got a tighter line into the corner and he's got that position back. So yeah, Osnad once again pulls back into second. And I think what we'll do is when we come round to the start finish, we'll do a lap on board with Osnad. just to see how this looks from his cockpit. He's pulling out to the left. You know, Riptub's got it covered. So let's go on board then with Osnad for a lap of Alsace in reverse. So he is tucked right up behind Riptub at the moment. Very difficult to spot your braking points when you get this situation. Nice and clean up this horrible little bend. Say that one of the easiest places on circuit to pick up a penalty or spin. Up the hill then, stay tight left here, and drop down into a very fast right-hander. Back in as close as you can to the barriers here. Keep the throttle on. Richter managing to stay defensive in that lead. Not really much Osnad can do about this at the moment. He's going to have to play the waiting game. He's going to try a different line. Now he's tried to cut back again. Richter knows he's going to do that every lap, so he's wise to that. He knows exactly what Osnad's going to do, so he puts his car where it needs to be to block him. Then into this left, flat out on here, braking at the rumble strip to this left, try and get a nice tight line in so you can get a fast exit. Well, Osnad's got a good exit there. I think he's going to get past Richter here, depending on the line. If he has to go too high and wide, Richter's managed to keep it tight on the inside. Switch back from Osnad. He's going to go. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact there. No harm done. I think they're both still on the track here. What a battle this is. Let's have a look from outside the car. So Osnad, he's now just about nicked that position. He's also got the inside line for this next left onto the start-finish straight. So unless Richter can come round the outside, and he's gone for the inside line. Has Osnad got a better exit though? I think probably has. So yeah, Osnad is just gonna. I think he's gonna get it. You can't call it really. This is so close. So Richter then broke a little bit later, got into the corner first. Oh dear, Osnad's lost a little bit of time there. It's allowed IQC through. That was a shame. That was a real shame there. Let's just have another little look at that, his exit out of there. Lucky he didn't hit the wall, to be honest, so he was good skill to keep it out of the wall. Unfortunately, he's lost a lot of momentum up the hill, and it's allowed IQC to nick in and get his second position off him. So Osnad now will be on a charge to get that position back. As we are now on lap 8 with the fastest lap of the race so far by Osnad at 2:04.9. So Osnad's definitely on a charge. Quite a lot of tyre wear going on there as well. IQC very, very good at looking after his tyres. So yeah, as you expect, quite a lot less wear there for him. Richter, front right tyres looking a little bit tired, well, very, very tired actually. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain this sort of speed through all these left-handers with that tyre looking like it is. It's going to start to cost him a little bit of time, I think. It's going to have to go into the corners a little bit slower. And IQC, oh, he's definitely catching. You can visibly see him closing that gap now. So advantage IQC, I would say, just based on tyre wear alone. Then we've got Osnad then. Dropped off these two a little bit now. Probably still licking his wounds from that little error that he made there. Coming back then, 4th position. We got Hodgie. Bit of a lonely race for him. He's got plenty of room ahead and behind him. So needs to pump in a few fast laps. Does Hodgie, see if he can start to make some inroads into Osnad ahead of him. And we've got Optimus Prime then in 5th. Behind him we have Pudding Flaps, and then we have Lee in that red and yellow Ferrari. Behind Lee then we have in 8th position GT Mac. In 9th position we now have Slowpoke. In 10th position we have Carlsberg. 11th Firepower. 12th position we have DB, and we have Ginger then in 13th. Obviously these guys have done a pit stop. Got brand new racing soft tyres on. So let's see what they can do for the last 4 or so laps. Whether they can get onto the guys ahead of them. With that new rubber, I would think it's a distinct possibility. Having said that, Ginger is quite a way back at the moment. DB's already through the first chicane and away up the hill. So Ginger's got it all to do here. So he's on this fresh set of rubber. He'd be able to close that gap to some degree. How much? Well, I'm sure we'll find out. Back up to the front, Rick Dubb still holding first, driving really well at the moment. Managed to keep IQC behind him. In fact, he's gapped him by a couple of tenths, hasn't he? And Osnard then coming back into the frame. He's only a second and a half behind ICQ. IQC, I keep on getting that wrong. So yeah, Osnard then absolutely on a mission. Catch these guys back up. He really wanted that first position, didn't he? He was doing so well. He looked like at one point he was going to get it there, but unfortunately made that slight error, which just put him back to third. And all that work still to do. Podgy, Optimus Prime seem to be in a race of their own at the moment. Down onto the start finish straight then. Not many battles going on track at the moment. What else have we got going on? Slowpoke's done really well with his tyres actually. 9 laps out of 12. Just going into lap 10, so 3 laps left. He's still got very good tyres there. I don't recall Slowpoke going into the pits. So if that is his tyre wear for 9 laps, that's excellent tyre management from him. Firepower then. Similar story with Firepower. Couple of seconds ahead then of DB. And then Carlsberg. Yeah, I think quite a lot of these boys have pitted now. The new tyres. Back Ginger there. We know he pitted. So he's given it everything he's got. Not actually that far behind Carlsberg now, only probably 4 seconds or so, which is a bit of a tall order for 3 laps. He's got to catch him at over a second a lap. Sure, he'd be trying his best. So the fastest lap then stays with Osnard at 2:04.9. Don't really see that being beaten again at this point of the race. But you know, some of these guys on the new tyres, they might be in it for the fastest lap. We'll see. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness me, Osnard's got back in the lead. I need to have a look at that. How has he done that? So he's in third at the moment. Second, he's just gone past IQC. Wow, he's overtaken 2 cars in as many corners there. So I don't know what Osnard's had for breakfast, but I want some of that. Absolutely nailed it. Back into the lead with literally a lap and a half to go, or 2 laps to go. IQC is chasing him down. You can see victory just ahead of him. Don't quite know what's happened to Rick Dubb there. Maybe that's a tyre issue for him. Yeah, I would say his front right, because he obviously hasn't pitted, has he? So he stayed out and run the gauntlet, and looked at one point there like he was going to clean up, take the race. I just don't think he's got the pace and the grip around these left-hand corners anymore to be able to mount a challenge with these 2 ahead. Certainly IQC, it looks like IQC is lining up Osnard for a takeover, an overtake even. Coming around that sharp couple of corners there into this uphill. Hope you don't lose the back end there. Rick Dub's closed up a little bit on IQC. IQC giving chase to Osnad there. So anybody's guess out of these three who's going to win the race, but I imagine it's going to be one of them. My money would be on IQC at this point with the better tyres, but Osnad's looking pretty racy. He's looked after them tyres not too bad, so I think he's still got enough grip to defend and still be quick enough to take this win. We'll see. So it looks like Rick Dub may have just fallen off the back of IQC a smidge. Again, it's going to be down to tyre wear. Oh, I thought IQC was going to make a move. Camera angle made it look like he was a lot closer than he actually was there. But he is literally just a couple of tenths off the back of Osnad. So the slightest mistake by Osnad is going to hand this race victory to IQC, and I'm sure that's what he's waiting for. Just needs Osnad to go wide, miss an apex, and IQC is going to pounce. Rick Dub then still holding that third position on them basically knackered tyres. So yeah, he's doing a great job of maintaining that podium position there. Don't think there's anyone, Hodgie's not even nearly close enough to be able to mount a challenge at this point. So Hodgie will be looking to consolidate and make sure he doesn't lose that fourth to Optimus Prime, who's coming up behind him at a rate of knots. Then we've got Lee a few seconds behind that pack. Then we've got Pudding Flaps just a second or two behind Lee, and we've got Slowpoke in 8th. He's made up another position. It did drop down to 12th at one stage, managed to get himself back up to 8th, so that's good driving from Slowpoke, good consistent lapping. Then behind him we have GT Mac in 9th position. Here he comes, coming up the hill now. Onto the final lap now. Firepower in 10th, so Firepower's gained a couple of positions. A constant, consistent driving from him has paid dividends, isn't it? Because he's managed to get ahead of DB and Carlsberg and Ginger. So well done to Firepower then. DB still in 11th. Carlsberg back now to 12th. And we've got Ginger then in 13th. Considering he changed tyres, he's nearly halfway through this set as well. So you compare that to IQC. That's his first set of tyres, so you can see how much different these cars are at using their tyres. So as I said, I don't know if it's a Jag thing. I don't know whether Ginger's been pushing hard through the corners and that's caused a scrubbing effect and burned his rubber up. But IQC certainly looks to be all over this tyre wear situation. He seems to be able to manage them really well. And they're coming down now to the last corner. Osnad looks like he might take it. He's managed to stay ahead into the last corner. IQC is going to have to settle for second, I think. So congratulations to Osnad. A great win for him. IQC in second then. Rick Dub comes across the line in third. And then we have Hodgie. Oh, Optimus Prime is right behind him. This could be a battle to the line. Hodgie makes it through nice and tidy. So Hodgie's going to take fourth then. Optimus Prime takes fifth. Then we come back to Lee. He's on the start-finish straight. No pressure from behind. So Lee takes sixth. Oh, look at this battle for the 7th position. And Slowpoke's managed to nick it from Pudding Flaps in 8th. Then we've got GT Mac comes home in 9th. Firepower managed to do a great race in the end. Firepower, he salvaged some positions there, so well done to him. Oh, DB's gone off the track. Is that going to allow... That was very close. DB managed to keep 11th, Carlsberg 12th, and then Ginger coming home for 13th position. I'm sure he'll be a little bit disappointed with that, Ginger. But there we are. YouTube has cut the video again a little bit early. So that was race 1 at Alsace. Please stay tuned because we'll be along very, very shortly for race 2, which will be a tyre change and a mandatory pit stop for the boys. So yeah, I hope to see you very shortly. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.